Hey guys, here's what you're picking up for the Selfie Printer Plus. It's going to be one Selfie booth. Make sure it's the gold one because that has different wiring. That wiring is going to be for a couple different things, the lights and all that. And then the biggest thing you're going to be picking up is this printer head here at the top. It has the camera on the top and it has some extra cords as well as the printer cord. That's what this one is. So most important, that's the booth itself right there. Come on over here and I'll show you the rest. You're going to want one cocktail table with a linen, and then we have this new kit for you that is going to have a couple things that I'll show you really quick. You're going to grab the DMP printer. It should already have ink and paper in there. And then this is your backup kit. It's going to have backup ink, backup paper. You don't need these, but that's for 5x7s. And this is your printer catch. So for this, I'll show you what's inside. You're going to need this. This is for USB-C power. Then you're going to have power for the printer. That's for this. You're going to have this orange guy. That's going to go for the printer server. The printer server also needs power. This is for data, this is for power. And then lastly is the printer cord itself. So it goes from here to here. So we have the gold booth, and there's a couple things that's going to happen here. We're using this one. So just keep that in there. We're not going to use it. So start with the head. And the reason for that is because of this very long cable. So grab that. And you're going to feed it through this. Like normal, stick the cords through. And then go ahead and hand tighten there. So we're going to do this part next. And then you can get the cord up now just to get it out of the way. But then you're going to come back to this cord and you're going to feed it through. So this you just kind of squish.
Plug these in like normal.
So there are two different power plugs for this light. So if the ring light doesn't turn on, you need to switch this power.
All right, both. And that one as well.
Make sure you have it taped because it will fall out. This comes off, and then this just goes like that. Okay, so moving over to the printer, set it as close to the table as you can because you're going to need it to be really close to that. So we have one regular power. That's for our printer. In our kit, we had one regular printer cord. This is our print server. It basically just transfers the images and sends it wirelessly. But in this case, we're going to use this networking cable. This was the networking cable from here that came out the bottom. That is going to go right there. Next up, we need to power this. We're just going to take a USB-C and put it right there. This should be flickering and it's starting. You want to make sure that this is on. Once this connects to this, it's going to print something out. This is really important here. There's two QR codes on here. This is the portal, but this is the hotspot. This is like the Wi-Fi spot. So this creates a Wi-Fi spot and that's this. This is the portal, which I'll show you on the iPad. Next, we're going to come over here, grab the cords. If you can't remember where they are, it's right here in this braid, right here. These two that are plugged in, this extra one is to power the Canon camera. That's this one. The two that are plugged in here is going to be the light and the iPad. That's for the non-printer booth, not this one. Then you want these three. So the first thing you want to do is check which Wi-Fi you're on. So the next thing you're going to want to do, now that you're on Wi-Fi, or on 5G, is to turn this light on and off. I'm actually going to open up SnapPic. Just open up an event and select accessories, Mobi Booth ring light, and just go to a tracked screen, edit, and you can change the color here and change the brightness, but just put it as white. When you leave, you're going to want it around 80%. Alright, so the next thing we're going to do is we're going to connect this, pretty much using this. So this is going through that cord, through the bottom, and into here. So now we're going to go into booth.events, and you're going to go to the top. If you're not seeing the event here, make sure that you are on 5G and that you have a signal. It's going to download stuff real quick. You're going to select a camera. There's this camera, and then there's this camera. If you're having problems, just use this camera, but we're going to show you how to use this one. So it says USB searching. If it still says searching and it's taking too long, let's look at the back. So the back is magnetic. Turn it on. Come back to the front. You can pull this off just like that, and we need to loosen this. There's a screw down here. That number should be, the lower the wider, the larger the number, the more it's zoomed in. So try to do something between 18 and 24. Make sure this is on the center. See that little square right here? That square needs to be right there. Alright guys, so picking back up, now that our camera is open and responding, it should show up when we click on this. And it's right there. And you kind of want it to be somewhere around here. Auto, 125 is the speed, aperture 7.1, and then we should be good to go. So close this. If for some reason this camera is not working well, or you're just having a really bad time, swing around the back, just turn the power off and don't use this. It'll switch to this camera right here, which is fine. Next up we have our launch button, and it's going to go through the checklist, which is fine. And we're just going to click start. And now this is where we need to set some stuff. This is where you set the printer. You should see the name of the printer show up. Click on it once, click OK. Then take a photo. I like to start with a single photo. And if there's any filters on, it'll give you the option. You can add stickers. Okay, you never know. And then, we're not seeing the printer here. We'll need to troubleshoot, but it's printing. And there's our print. The one with the template. There's my first photo. And my second one. Hit choose. Next. Should auto print. And you can also text.
What are some common things that can go wrong with this? Like if they have a strip?
Well, the last step first is to put this back on. In most cases, I would recommend not using this and just use this camera. And if you're going to do that, put this here and you should be good. Things that can go wrong, you're going to want to adjust your brightness in this other event. You have to hit preview and just leave it like that. And if you forgot how to get there, it's SnapPic, that one. Just start an event and connect to the ring light. Things that can go wrong are going to be on this website. So this is our portal, and that's the hotspot. This is the portal, which lets you choose the printer. It lets you see the settings. It lets you see the status. It lets you see all the stuff. You can also click here. This right here is the hotspot. And if you go to your settings in your Wi-Fi, if I turn this back on, there it is right there.
So why would we use that over 5G?
So if this wasn't working, this hardwire, this could technically send if it had a good signal. So going back to this, so this is a wireless connection, but because we're already connected to it, we don't need to worry about it. Okay, so on this screen, it says there's 12 photos. Everything's been downloaded. It says no photos pending. So that's how we know we're good.